Are either of you big readers or writers?
Actually,
writers.
Liana is an amazing writer. She writes a bunch of scripts, and she won't brag, so I have to brag for her. She went to the NYU writing film school over the summer, and I've read some of her scripts, and they're awesome.
He's a wonderful writer, too.
What kind of scripts do you write?
All kinds. I like things that challenge me, so I try not to stay in my comfort zone.
How is it knowing what it takes to write a script and then having to perform with someone else's? Are you ever looking at it and like, this isn't formatted right?
Well, no. I've just kind of learned that on paper it's much different than when you actually say it. Because sometimes on paper things can sound really cheesy or weird. And then when you get the right actor to say it, it's completely different. You have to have the right actor interpret it correctly. Well, yeah.
And how about you, Nat? Because I remember from Admission, you're very meticulous about your work. Do you have that here too at all? Did that transition?
You mean meticulous about...
You're very
as an
particular
actor?
about everything. Like, everything seemed very well thought out.
Wow, that's cool. I'm not meticulous about being organized about my life, and I'm very messy. My clothes are all over the place, and I'm late a lot. Besides that, I think for that character, for Admission, there was a lot of meticulous research that I needed to do to seem as smart as that character was supposed to be. Whereas with this character, there was a lot of elements of myself. You know, I found in the family dynamic, I had a lot of similarities with my family. My family is musicians and actors, and we talk about music and acting all the time, and we fight about it all the time. This family is all about writing, and they fight about writing, and they're passionate about it. And also just that romance that Josh wrote, based on his romance when he was younger, our romance, was so well written and so clear that I think I just sort of, it was way more of it was more relaxed. I sort of kind of slipped into the character and into that world.
Your character was based on him?
Yeah.
Was that awkward for you at all?
It was awkward for him sometimes. And when we shot the scene before the sex scene in the closet, Josh kind of got red and hid in the closet.
He was like, can we just finish the scene?
Yeah, he hid in another closet.
He did, actually, so, yeah. Kate is an actual real person.
Yeah, she wasn't in the closet when he hid in the closet.
Did you get to meet Kate?
No, I didn't.
Well, then I guess it would have been
Kate
doubly awkward.
Kate is coming to see the movie.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Tonight?
I think so. Yeah.
It's just a little intimidating.
Because is this going to be very embarrassing for me?
Wait, no, that's really scary. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why do you tell me that on camera?
How was it for you to balancing these characters in terms of the fact that, I mean, they're very real people, and there's very clearly two sides of them. You know, they have these great qualities, and then there's these qualities that they very much have to work on.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the completely different sides of the spectrum, like having to bring them together and make them a cohesive person?
I think without both those sides, it would
You can't be
a script that
person.
we wouldn't want to work on.
Well,
Yeah.
in some movies.
In some, but this is so, it's so raw and real, and that's what's so wonderful about the film.
Yeah, I think a character with faults in movies when I watch, I'm not even thinking about when I read a script or something, but when I watch a movie with a character that's too good, I can't really, I don't end up liking them that much because I've never met that kind of person. I've never met somebody that's 100% one way.
Another awesome thing about this movie is there's you two, but then there's kind of two other couples at the same time, and everybody has...
I never knew that. There's other couples? I thought it was just about
I
us.
thought it was us.
It's just us,
Isn't
right?
it called Rusty and Kate?
Oh, I never saw this I just thought it was called Love.
It's called
You
Stuck
could
in
kind of
Love.
say that, because you have scenes with just about everybody else. But there's something to relate to in everybody, so can you guys relate to some of the other characters at all?
Sure.
Yeah, I think the actors are so good, and Josh drew on his real parents, and he drew on his, I think his sister and her relationships. I think they're all really connected. It's not a bunch of vignettes about romance. It's about a family that's broken up by divorce, and it's just how these two kids deal with the two kids of the divorcees deal with love. And Lily deals with so differently from me.
I think what's most appealing about the film is that every generation can relate to it. For the most part, Greg Kinnear and than Jennifer Connelly's.
She loves to do the one-word thing. She's like, G-Money Knees.
It makes me think of that other interview with Jesse Eisenberg that circulated, and that girl that called Morgan Freeman. So I'm like, go for the first name.
Connelly, that's what we do.
Yeah.
But
I know, she does. She also calls...
You do it too.
She's like my buddy Nick Cage, like Nicky Cage.
I've never done that.
Yeah, she's like N Cage, NC.
I've never said that. That's
NC.
not true.
I'm like, are you going to North Carolina? No, it's Nick Cage.
That's not true.
What about the
That's
other people?
Aaron. I just say Aaron.
She's like, oh yeah, I was working on this movie, Expat. What was that movie? Like Expatriate. Oh, it's not called that anymore. Never mind, sorry.
How was it working with everybody? Actually, I take it back. How was it playing that dance game with them?
Oh, that was so fun.
Oh, yeah. Dude, no one's asked that yet.
Nobody's asked that. That's a great question.
I love that scene.
That was pretty
I
funny.
have nothing to say to it. Great question. No answer.
They went nuts.
Jennifer and I were really determined to beat Rusty and Liana.
Yeah.
Rusty
Rusty
Joyner, who's
Joyner.
playing, what's his character's name? Who knows? His character's name was... we haven't seen the movie, nor did we read the script. It's good though, right? Apparently.
Oh yeah. I'm the one who watched it last night. I should know the answer to that.
Who gets murdered at the end? Who's the one that gets murdered?
And then the vampires come and they just like drain you all of blood. It's
that was
really
crazy.
grotesque.
That part was crazy. With the vampires and the blood.
Again, it's a very...
Or when the character from It just comes right out of the book.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. What if I really did that? I really was, You know, Catherine Keener doesn't watch any of her own movies. And, like, I've seen an interview with her and Spike Jonze, and they're like, and Spike Jonze is like, do you even know what happens in the movie? She's like, yeah.
Really?
She doesn't at all, yeah.
I didn't know that.
But you really haven't seen this whole thing cut together yet?
No,
I've seen it
yes,
a
we've
bunch
seen
of
it
times,
way
and I
too
know
many
exactly.
You never know if you're having your premiere.
Yeah, no, we've seen it a bunch of times. I think I'm more proud of this than I've ever been of anything, except for Annie. When I was in 8th grade, I played Annie. No, I played, I had one... Yeah, I had one scene in Annie, and I was Bert Healy, and I was the announcer, the radio announcer, and I had about 5 lines, and I ended up improvising for about 3 or 4 pages of dialogue that my drama teacher was like, and everybody on was like, what's going on? I was just improvising.
You should go for that part in the new one they're making.
Yeah, I'd love to play Bert Healy.
How is it for you working with every single person in this cast and almost having a one-on-one moment with every single one?
Yeah, I'm so lucky that I got... I'm not just saying this to kiss the asses of really famous movie stars, but I think Greg Kinnear and Jennifer Connelly are unbelievable actors and unbelievable people. I'm so lucky to have worked with them. The only actress who has been as easy to work with as Jennifer is probably Liana and Lily. All 3 of them are wonderful. And Logan and I just have a little moment, but in that little moment we were such good friends that we could not stop laughing. I ended up actually in one take, we were talking about books, improvising about books, and I said, have you read Percy Jackson? And he just punch you. Lily and I had been friends since I was 11 years old. And I was actually the one who said, you have to read the script, Writers, it used to be called, because I think you'd be perfect for it. So we already had this built-in brother-sister-like relationship. Liana and I had been friends for a year, which made those kind of intimate scenes more comfortable. Greg and I had, Greg made me, I was so nervous to work with him, I almost threw up for the first rehearsal, and he made me feel really comfortable and nice. And Jennifer and I ended up spending so much time together off set, talking about life and movies and
How about their processes? You have your own thing you might need to do before hitting the set, but
Right.
did you have to adjust to every single one too?
It's funny, Jennifer and I have very similar process. We both listen to music before takes, and we both are sort of crazily intense about it. Greg, I was just telling somebody else this, Greg gives the appearance that he's not working that hard. He seems so relaxed and easy, and it's part of his charm and why he's so good is he's able to create such a relaxed environment for himself that he's can do his thing, and obviously it works every time.
And how about you two? Because you have a lot of really intense moments together, so put you on the spot a little. Is there anything either of you picked up about each other that you kind of wanted to respect and honor while you worked with each other?
Well, I was just telling someone that when Nat had that scene where I get carried out in the blanket, he walked up to me that day and said...
And we were, like, really good friends, so we'd hang out all the time.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm not going to talk to you today. I was like, all right, bye.
It's an intense moment. You got to do what you got to do.
No, but we have similar, like, preparation things, or I don't know.
I think it was one of the easiest, it was so easy working with Liana. I mean, like, I know that, you know, when you do those kind of scenes, there can be a lot of added pressure if you don't know the person, and it was so nice to be so close.
Yeah.
And how about working with Josh? Because this is his first full feature, so can you detect that at all?
The only thing that you can detect from it being his first feature is that he doesn't have any of the ego or the kind of disenchantment that a lot of, I think that's a word,
Or like expectations, really. He's kind of open.
He was just excited. He was so excited to have us there and really respected us, and we really respected him.
And he let you guys kind of ad-lib and work with the material all you wanted? Can you cry on cue, or does it take you a while to work it up?
I was talking to somebody about this. I think it's naturally easier for a lot of actresses to cry than for actors, and it's sometimes a little easier for actors to yell than it is for actresses, you know, without having any effect. But, you know, anytime you have to hit those emotional peaks, and you see that in a script, it makes you nervous from the very beginning of the script. You're thinking, gosh, when we get to this scene.
What point in the shooting process did that come? Did you get to get it over with?
3 weeks in, which was, and it's out of a 4-week shoot. It came out 3 weeks in out of a 4-week shoot, which was sort of the amount of time in the movie. You know, it takes place about 3/4 of the way in. And I was so into that world that the idea of this, you know, this girl in my arms and stuff was kind of enough to get me there. Whereas with other things, you have to use all these. I really just could work with the reality of the situation, which was really upsetting. I mean, that's an upsetting thing. Yeah.
Really awkward transition, but to wrap up,
yeah, I don't want to end there. We always
end
depressing.
Kind of,
yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about having a budding film career right alongside your brother? Because I spoke to him too for a Birder's Guide, and
cool.
You guys, I mean, I could see the similarities, but you two are so incredibly different. So is there any crossing over where you can kind of like help each other?
No, he's awesome, but he's yeah, I mean, the thing about Alex and I is we have all really similar tastes. And, you know, we'll fight about stupid things, like he wears all my clothes and stuff. But when it comes to us doing music together and talking about movies and our what we're doing, we really are really respectful of each other. But we don't really talk about auditions or what we're doing that much. We usually just talk about, you know, did you see that movie? Oh, yeah. Did you check out the new Kanye album? Yeah. Sweet. That was a real conversation. I was imagining him. I was doing sense memory.
He's like floating outside the window right now?
What? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, bro.
If only I could edit that in.
So how did your interview with Alex go for Birders?
He was funny.
Did you do it with Katie Chang
and Michael?
Michael, yeah.
And
Alex has totally corrupted Michael. Poor Michael. He's
I could kind of tell.
Kid. Michael came in the sweet kid, and now Michael and Alex are just huge troublemakers.
It's a good thing Katie was there, though. She was kind of like the motherly figure. Yeah. But it was like the Alex comedy hour for the first 10 minutes of the interview. Awesome. It was very entertaining, and it made for fun to cut it together.
Yeah. Well, I got to talk a little bit ago because I was going in an Alex Wolff direction, talking about Susan Boyle for one of these interviews.
Got a little stir crazy.
So now I'm trying to be a little bit more on the point.
Yep.